Hello to our listeners. I'm Sarah.
I'm Alex.
Hello, Alex.
Hi, Anna.
Alex, how was your weekend? Alex, why are you being so quiet? I asked you how your weekend was a few minutes ago.
Oh, sorry, Anna. I was pretending to be one of our listeners. You know the feeling when someone asks a question and you just freeze?
We know it well, but don't worry. If this sounds like you, we're here to help you. And I felt that way when I was learning French. My brain just turned into a blank piece of paper.
And that is exactly what we're talking about today on English Daily Dialogues. Why do we freeze? Why do we understand English but say nothing?
And if you're related with all these situations, this episode is for you. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of English Daily Dialogues. I'm Anna.
And I'm Alex. Before we start today's topic, we have little request. Don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to the channel.
Of course, it's really helped us to continue to make these videos for you. And Alex, do you have any related situations like this?
Oh, I know it very well. Actually, it reminds me of a story. I call it the deer in headlights moment. A few years ago, I had my first job interview in English. I stayed up all night. I practiced my answers in the mirror. I knew my vocabulary. But the moment the interviewer said, "Tell me about yourself," my brain went on a total vacation. I just stared at him.
That is so relatable, Alex. I had a similar experience when I moved to Paris. I went into a bakery. All I wanted was one croissant. Just one. I had the sentence ready in my head. But when the baker looked at me and said, "Oui," I completely froze. I forgot the word for one. I ended up just pointing at the bread like a child.
Exactly. And that is exactly what we are talking about today. Why does this happen? Why do we understand the podcasts, read the books, and know the grammar, but the words won't come out of our mouths?
It's a huge wall for B1 learners. Today, we are going to break down 6 real reasons why your mind goes blank, and we'll give you practical hacks to fix it.
Let's start with the science. Reason number 1, cognitive overload.
That sounds like a technical term, Alex. Can you explain it simply for our B1 learners?
Imagine your brain is an old laptop. When you speak your native language, you are only running one app. It's easy. But when you speak English, your brain is trying to run 5 apps at the same time.
Right. App number 1 is grammar. App number 2 is vocabulary. App number 3 is pronunciation. App number 4 is listening to the other person. And app number 5 is worrying about what they think of you.
Exactly. If you try to run all those apps on an old computer, what happens? The screen freezes, the mouse stops moving, your brain crashes.
So, how do we fix the crash?
You have to close some apps. Don't worry about the grammar app too much. If you say "I go" instead of "I went," the computer stays running. The message is more important than the perfect code.
Reason number 2 is that many learners don't have a safety net.
Like a circus performer?
Exactly. If a circus performer falls, the net catches them. In English, a safety net is a set of go-to phrases that you can say without thinking.
I love this. When I was in that interview and I froze, I didn't have a net. But now, I teach my students to use time buyers.
Tell us more about these time buyers.
If your mind goes blank, don't just stay silent. Silence creates panic. Instead, say, "That's a very interesting question. Let me think for a second." Or, "I'm not sure how to say this in English, but let me try."
That is brilliant. Those phrases give your brain 5 or 10 seconds to reboot the system. It keeps the conversation flowing while you search for the word. It's a bridge between the question and your answer.
Reason number 3 is a big mistake, only practicing in high-pressure moments.
What do you mean by high pressure?
Many students only speak English when they have to, like during a meeting with a boss or an exam. Of course you are going to freeze. It's like trying to run a marathon without ever walking around the park.
So the solution is low-pressure practice.
Yes, you need to talk to yourself. I know it sounds crazy, but it works. When you are alone in your kitchen, narrate your life. Say, "Now I am picking up the spoon. I am making some coffee. It smells good."
I did that in French. I would talk to my cat. My cat didn't care if my grammar was bad. It helped me get used to the feeling of my mouth moving in a different language.
Exactly. If you can speak English while making toast, you are much more likely to speak English during a presentation.
Reason number 4 is something I call the perfect word trap.
I see this all the time. A student is talking, they are doing great, and then suddenly they stop. They are looking for one specific word, maybe refrigerator, and they won't move until they find it.
And while they are looking for that word, the conversation dies.
Here is the secret. You don't need the perfect word. You need the description of the word.
There is a fancy name for this: circumlocution.
That is a long word, but the idea is simple. If you forget refrigerator, just say, "the cold box in the kitchen where we keep the milk." Everyone will understand you.
I remember once I forgot the word for microwave in Spanish. I told my friend, "I need to use the box that makes the food hot very fast." He laughed and said, "Oh, the microwave." The conversation didn't stop. We kept talking.
Reason number 5, the speed panic.
Many B1 learners think that fluency means speed. They think that if they don't speak like a machine gun, they are not good.
But that's not true. Actually, if you speak too fast, you make more mistakes, which makes you more nervous, which makes you freeze.
Native speakers actually pause a lot. We use fillers.
Words like, well, actually, to be honest, or, you know.
Let's do a quick role play, Alex. I'll ask you a hard question, and you use fillers to slow down.
Okay, I'm ready.
Alex, what do you think is the biggest problem with the global economy today?
Well, to be honest, that's a very complex topic. Actually, if I think about it, I would say the biggest problem is...
See? Alex didn't freeze. He just moved slowly. He used those bridge words to give his brain time to find the big vocabulary.
And finally, reason number 6, unorganized vocabulary.
Sometimes your mind goes blank because your words are not connected in your brain.
If you just learn 10 random words from a dictionary every day, your brain struggles to find them when you are stressed. It's like a messy room where you can't find your keys.
The solution is themed learning.
Yes! Spend one whole week only learning office vocabulary. The next week, only cooking. The next week, travel.
When you learn in themes, your brain creates a map. If you are in a restaurant and you forget one word, your brain can easily find a similar word because they are all stored in the same folder.
It makes your brain much more efficient under pressure.
We've covered a lot today, Alex. Let's do a quick recap for our listeners.
Cognitive overload. Close the perfection app. Safety net. Use phrases like, "let me think," to buy time. Low pressure. Talk to yourself or your cat. Circumlocution. Describe the word if you forget the name. Slow down. Use fillers like actually or well. Themes. Learn words in groups, not random lists.
And the most important thing? Wear your bravery badge. An accent or a mistake is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you are a bridge between two cultures.